Division versus Division 2.
Charles have to screw to get
Now,
an machine.
I'm just doing the gear stuff, okay? So here we are, base of operations, the White House. See, look, we're at the White House. Yeah, it's raining, kind of murky outside. It's a ho-hum day here in DC, but here's your vendor at the White House. Okay, just like in the First Division, the vendor at the base of operations, they do have one high-end item. The rest are all purples. Got high-end mods. Okay. Now, this is important. Okay, there's the reason I went back into this. This is very important. Converted SMG, 8% SMG damage, 9 crit chance, 13% optimal range with the talent of Outsider.
Thanks.
Alright. So we're going to run inside. Well, run, and then we'll kind of do a jog trot thing. Alright, we'll go. Look, here's another vendor. I wonder what this guy's selling. The exact same weapon. 8% SMG damage, 9 crit chance, 13% optimal range. So you have two vendors selling the exact same thing at the base of operations. Redundancy. Redundancy is a indicator of laziness. Okay, we're gonna run down here. Just the clan area. Everybody knows that, you know. Oh, we got a clan vendor here. You know, we got a vendor. All right, what's this guy selling?
Good to see you.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere. A named shotgun, high end, Tsunami. The named version of the SASGS. You got gear sets. Kind of reminiscent of the vendor in the Division 1, the special equipment vendor. However, he sold, what was that he was selling? Oh, that's right, he was selling exotics. Okay, so you can't buy an exotic from the clan vendor, and clan vendor kind of following suit, selling all high-end, some gear set items, you know. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, all right, we're gonna run out here. Because in the Division 2, oh, that little invisible stick that was laying right there, you know, you had to run, you know, run 3 feet around it so you don't get stuck, because, you know, division agents are, you know, are clumsy. You know, they get stuck on stuff, you know. So we're gonna run over here. And we're running. And we're running. Alright. Come in here. One of the cool things that they did put in this game is these locked crates. That's pretty, you know, that's pretty cool. You have to have a specific key to open up specific faction boxes, which is kind of cool. So you open this up. Well, it gave me 2 high ends. That's nice. I didn't do that. Alright, then open world loot boxes. There you go.
Civilians in distress.
Purple. What's over here? Another purple. So you guys get the point on that. All right. Hey, let's go to a safe house and check and see what the vendor at this safe house is selling. See, where's the vendor? Okay, that's the matchmaking. That's the stash. Oh, the shopping cart. That must be where the vendor is. So, wait a minute. It's only giving me the option to sell stuff. We'll sell the junk. Maybe it's just this one. I don't know. Let's go. How about to this safe house? 1040. Alright, so as we saw, the shopping cart, that's where the vendor is. Alright, so there's nothing to buy here. That's interesting. Alright, well, I mean, maybe it's, maybe it's an oversight. I don't know. Let's go to the DZ checkpoint, see what the vendor's selling there.
Access complete.
Access complete. Yay! All right, here's the vendor. Nothing to buy here. Interesting. So let's come over here to the main entrance.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
I got turned around. My bad. So we'll run in here. Hey, there's an actual person. Oh, they're selling. Wait, what is this? Why is there a superior item for sale? I'm not getting this. Yeah. So evidently you have
detected nearby location guarded by hostiles.
Well, everybody knows that plays Division 2. There's only 3 DZ vendors, and they're at the main entrance of each DZ. But there's no vendors at the other checkpoints. There's no vendors at any of the safe houses. And there's 3 vendors at the base of operations. One is a clan vendor, and the other 2 are the base of operation vendors that sell the same items. And the open world loot boxes give purples, superior items, not high end. Occasionally you will, you'll get uh, you'll get a high end out of them. But more often than not, and if you'll notice up in the right hand corner, my world is set to challenging. So yeah, you know, my whole opinion
I've got what you want,
is no, you don't, because you're selling substandard equipment. You don't have what I want. So you have gear vendors that sell substandard equipment, because that's exactly what I'm going to call superior, because it's not high end. It has absolutely zero situational advantage to the running a superior. Here, case in point. Well, I mean, I guess it would be okay to run it. I mean, it has three brand set bonuses that you can get. Core attributes. It's had two attributes and a talent. But the armor level is 10. Granted, and I've made this video before. Armor doesn't mean anything. It's just a number. You know. But the superior armor has 121k armor, whereas the high end has 131. So, I mean, that's you know, that's a thing. Oh, see, here you go. Well, granted, and that's an exotic, so I mean, it may not be a good comparison. However, here you go. There's 2 assault rifles, one superior, one high end. Granted, it's got 2 core attributes on the superior. Okay, but it doesn't have a 3rd attribute. It does have a talent, you know, but it's substandard. Why would I want to purchase that? There's absolutely no reason to purchase that item.
Glad we got that settled.
You know, I do like the crafting station a lot. The crafting station is a lot more explanatory, more a lot easier to use. However, you know, crafting a weapon. Let's just craft a Savage Wolverine. Level 40. That's not bad. You know, 10% assault rifle damage, 12.5 health damage, 6.7 accuracy on a named weapon. I do like the fact that they do give you kind of an option to craft exotic weapons. But like up here, you know, to craft the Kindle's Liberty, if I didn't have one, I'd have to go run around and try and farm for these parts, and that's just, you know, who has time to do that? You know, I'd have to run all the strongholds to get the specific parts: the tally, the bridle, the scales, the scourge. I'd have to run the strongholds to get those. And the thing about it is why would I have to do that when I already have the weapon? I mean, you know, but yeah, there's a lot of inadequacies. I mean, the fact that the gear vendor, or the vendor at the boo, there's two of them, and they both sell the same thing. You know, that just denotes laziness. There's no vendors at the safe houses. You know, so you don't have the option of, well, the only option you have is running around and opening up open world chests that the majority of the time drop you purple or superior gear. So it's kind of a wishy-washy, very, very RNG based farming method. Or you run missions over and over and over and over and over, hoping that eventually you get that piece of gear. Now, the one thing that I can say that is in their advantage that they did, you know, that they made this adjustment, and it's kind of nice. Targeted loot allocation. So every section of the map in the open world, like West Potomac, today it's dropping Gilligard. They even have loot allocation for the Dark Zone. It's dropping Fenris on DZ South. The missions, you know, Jefferson Plaza, it's doing gear sets. Space Administration is dropping Gilligard. You know, you got assault rifles at American History Museum. Now, here's the problem with that. Yeah, it'll drop those things, but guess what? Odds are, the majority of the stuff that you're going to get out of these missions, guess what they are? You guessed it. Superior items. Purple. Gear that has no business dropping for a max level player. Now, if you looked at my previous video, same video, or same title as this without the part 2 on it, you notice I was on Division 1. I ran Lexington Event Center, I'm sorry. Lexington Memorial, that's funny. Cross combining the games, that's great. But that entire time that I ran, the mission rewards and the drops from the boss and random NPCs, it was all high end and gear set. What happened, Massive? You know, what happened? Give us our loot back, man. I understand you want, you want the loot to be meaningful, and if you want the loot to be meaningful, you have to make it meaningful. You have to change the numbers, because you did say in one of the state of the games, I can go back and I can figure it out, find out which one actually which specific episode it was. But you said, Hamish, you said, point blank, yes, the more difficult the content, the better the rewards. We're still not seeing that, man. You've got a lot of people that love this game, that love this franchise, that devote hours to this game. I go, but they are losing faith in y'all's ability and y'all's leadership because you're not following through with what you're saying. I personally have 130 runs on Stranded Tanker. I still have yet to see the Imperial Decree holster or whatever it's called. I haven't seen it drop yet. 130 runs, if not more. I just kind of started counting one day. We got a little notepad over here. Every time I complete one, I add a hashtag or a line, depicting a run. I've got 130 of them. Still haven't seen it drop. And the majority of the time that I'm running any mission in this game, I'd say probably 90% of my drops are purple. I mean, I like purple. It's almost red, but not quite red enough. So I really wish I could get confirmation that, anybody watches these, but I don't really, I care, but I don't. I'm not trying to down Massive and their techniques. All I'm saying is there's a lot more things that need to be paid attention to rather than the things that they deem more important. They did say in the last state of the game that they are working on fixing the loot system, but they also said, but it's not a high priority. It should be a high priority, because I'm gonna throw their words out there again. It does have a negative effect on the gamer experience to grind your face off to get purple, to get 2 steps less than an exotic. I mean, you need more vendors for more options of what to get. It's like, now granted, you come over here to resources. Yeah, I have less than 1 million credits. Okay. But that's on this character. On my other character, I've got, what, almost 12, almost, no, I'm sorry, almost 100 million credits? What do I spend it on? Because there's nothing to buy. Oh, hey, I can come over here and buy a purple FAL SA58. Or a converted SMG that's meh. You know what I'm saying?
Made a deal.
You know. So, anyway. That's my take on it. You need more vendors to give us more options. The open world chests and the missions need to stop dropping purple. If we are level 40, running on a challenging level or higher, we shouldn't see a purple. Purples should not exist except for right here.
Your business is appreciated.
You know, in Division 1, every safe house had a vendor. And every safe house was selling something different. Half of them sold weapons and attachments. The other half sold gear and gear mods. You know. Now the weapons and attachments, okay, not really so much. Or the weapon attachments. The weapons, yes. You know. Give us other options to purchase weapons or to get weapons and to get gear rather than, you know, having to farm for 5 days to get enough credits to craft 6 weapons, you know, and then those weapons are shit, so we break them down and we go back to grinding to get the materials to craft more weapons that are shit. You know, no. You guys need to revisit the crafting, make it more rewarding to craft items. I should not craft a weapon that has 3% damage ever at level 40. Ever. I'm not saying it should be every weapon and every piece of gear should be god roll. But if I craft a weapon or a piece of gear on a challenging map and you have to run a mission for this to apply, it's, you know, that's my solution to it, is you have to set a standard that you or the player or the account, not the account, the specific character that you're playing has the ability to craft a weapon that has a floor stat. And what I mean by floor stat is every level should have a minimum that it crafts to. It will not craft those numbers, those percentages will not craft below that plane. So, like, you have 4 different levels to the map, right? Global challenge, normal, hard, challenging, heroic. nothing on normal should craft below 20%. That means all the stats on a weapon or a piece of gear are going to be at 20% or higher. On hard, it should be 40% or higher. Challenging should be 60% or higher. Heroic, 80% and higher. In order to activate those floor stats, you have to run at least 2 missions on that difficulty. So, I mean, that's my input into the crafting. And it should be the same way for the drops. If you're running a heroic mission, nothing in that mission should drop. Number one, there shouldn't be any purples. If you're running a challenging or heroic, it should not, purple should not be a thing. Shouldn't see purple on the map. If you're running a challenging mission, nothing that drops with a stat below 60%. Everything should be 60% or higher on their stat levels. If you're running heroic, it should be 80% or higher. That's my input on it. Well, anyway, I am off to do great things. Peace out. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like.